Mouille le Maillot, Stade U18. I'm with Mark Mapletoft, England assistant coach. Mark, good evening.
Good evening.
Not the good result that we wanted, not the right result, but what was your take on today's action?
No, disappointing. I think we didn't control territory well enough. We certainly didn't have enough possession in the right areas of the pitch, and rugby is a game based around that. We lacked accuracy both at first phase and in phase play. I thought we defended well. I thought, considering the amount of territory and possession the French had, I thought we did pretty well to restrict them to 4 tries, and there was a huge amount of effort, I thought, from the lads at the end. I've seen plenty of scorelines, 28-5, end up 35-5, 42-5, 49-5 in a blink of an eye. So I thought it was great resolve. They really stuck at it, had a lot of joy on the floor, contesting the ball, but no, we were just inaccurate, led to a lack of territory and a lack of possession, unfortunately.
So you said to me earlier that this is your second game with this group of players. How are things evolving despite the result today?
Yeah, it's difficult to say because it was we haven't played since August, so there's been a big gap. These lads have been away at school playing for their schools. They had a really good strong academy league. Probably didn't necessarily translate some of that good play into today. We have to look at that ourselves and just see how we can speed the game up. But with speed, you need to be accurate, and whether that was delivery at line out or delivery on the floor. Our accuracy at the breakdown, quality of passing. We're not into using excuses, so we've got to look at the things we can control and improve on them for 2 weeks' time against Wales.
Did you have a full squad to call upon?
Relatively, there are 1 or 2 players who've been unavailable either through injury or other medical issues. I guess have been brought on by COVID, and travelling out here is a great opportunity for these lads. First time they've been able to travel. I think the first time we've travelled as an under-18 group since August 2019, so a unique experience for the lads, one I'm sure they won't forget. And look, the last couple of years for the whole world's been quite testing, hasn't it? So, putting a few little speed bumps in front of the players isn't the worst thing in the world, and I'm sure they'll be stronger for it.
I mean, has this generation suffered in any way in their development? Because obviously under-18s is obviously physically, I guess, as well, is crucial in development.
Yeah, it is. I think it's certainly picked up over the last 6 to 9 months, without a doubt. Would they have had the coverage at their clubs that probably they would like to have done? They missed an entire school programme last year, and a huge chunk of their time spent in their academies, with their individual coaches, both individually and collectively. So, yeah, I think that it might take them a little bit of time, but there's lots of good players here. There's lots of good players not selected, and as we know, rugby's can be is a late development sport, and some lads push through quicker than others, and I'm sure there'll be others who'll come into the group as we move forward. We operate. This is really an under-19 game, but we sort of cap it off at lads who are still in school. We don't typically tend to include lads who are born in 2003 but are full-time at clubs. So we've got a very sort of small window of players to choose from, and then we open that up for the younger lads for the Six Nations in Marcoussis in April. So we'll get to see a high number of players this year, which will be good.
And finally, from me, obviously the Six Nations you just mentioned. What is the objective for the Six Nations? Obviously, winning is one, but what are your objectives as a coaching member of a coaching staff with Jonathan?
Yeah, look, winning's an interesting one, isn't it? Because ultimately, if it wasn't about winning, why do we keep score? But more about, I think, for these lads is getting actually together as a group. Yeah. They'll have been with their lads from school. They'll have been with their clubs. But these lads will never have taught. We had one lad flew over here who's never been on a plane. So their life experiences as much as rugby experiences, and it's great to see them taking selfies with the French lads, and really bonding over the aftermatch as well. So look, I think it's more about the experiences they can garner. Those life friendships and relationships that they build through playing for the 18s, the 20s and beyond, will stick with them, and hopefully as they move into their senior careers, either at club or hopefully country. So I think it's more about the experience of going to Paris, being away for 2 weeks. Some of these lads, would have never have done that, never have toured. So that, I think, for me is a big learning curve. Adapting to different environments, different coaches, different messages, working with better players, playing against better players. Lots of good stuff.
Mark, I wish you and the team all the best, and thank you for your time
thank you, Antony.
tonight, and very nice to meet you.
You too.
Thank you
Take
very
care.
much. Thank you.